it is a discipline. And I'll be honest, when I first started at Easterseals, I had been doing this in other places, annually, like the annual one-on-ones.
Mm,
And when you first do it, it's been my experience that, when you first arrive in an organization, you say you want to meet with everyone, they're kind of like, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. And they don't really believe it. They don't believe the CEO is going to take the time. Um, I do take the time, and it is a massive time commitment, because I read their responses. If you're not going to be prepared for them, how can you expect them to put the time in to answer the questions? And the questions really just frame the meeting. I always want people new. There's always people cycling into an organization and out. So for those who don't know the drill, that we do this every year and that everyone is going to be, met, and hopefully those meetings are going to be in person. It's not always possible. We're in a hybrid space at this point, but it is a discipline, and it's one that I find absolutely invaluable. The things you learn, and I tell my managers, it's not like I'm trying to check up on you via your team. What they say in those meetings, I try to keep in confidence. Although I will say, once you've met with 20 people, there are definitely themes that emerge in
mm.
every single series of those meetings. And it seems honestly, Matt, like I literally just finished those one-on-ones, and I didn't. I finished them in January. I was late. It took me from June to January to get through them. I have a really heavy travel schedule, and it's just not always possible. One of the things I absolutely loathe doing is canceling a one-on-one or having to reschedule it. Try really hard not to do that because I think it sends the wrong message. You want to meet with me, but only when it's convenient for you, Kendra. That's not the message I want to send. So it is rare. I will say I've had to shift a few, but it's rare because I am very disciplined about it. And we've started to beat the drum, that one-on-ones are going to begin again. And there are folks that are new to us going, what is that? What is that all about? Well, you'll see, and I have different set of questions, 5 questions for newbies, people who've been with the organization less than 6 months and who weren't, didn't participate in the one-on-ones the year prior. It's hard to believe, but I'm going into my third set of one-on-ones. I've been there. I'm in my third year. And this is something I will always, always do because I think it demonstrates to your team that you do care about them and that you care enough not just to give them the questions, which seem very, perfunctory perhaps, but they are really elucidating when you ask people what the best part of their day is, and they share with you, well, the best part of my day is when I can help someone, when I can return a call to a donor who doesn't understand this or that, or who's upset, and I can address that, or when I can point a family of a newly diagnosed child in, put them in touch with services in their community. That's really empowering. Or when I bring a new donor to Easterseals, those are the kind of things, you hear your team say, and until you hear their expressions of what those experiences bring to them, you don't really know how they're engaging. I know my team. I know them because I try very hard to get to know them, but it's also a lot of communication. And I think a lot is lost in translation today. I don't think we're raising good communicators because we all rely on text and voicemail, and we do almost
Mm.
anything to circumvent one-on-one face-to-face communication. It makes people very nervous. Um, but these one-on-ones, sitting down with the CEO, it's not meant to induce nervousness. It's really meant to create a pathway for communication that can be sustained and grown over time.